Hi class, in this video we're going to be looking at the Excel module, talking about the software specifically, and we want to do the project, and the chapter project is dependent upon this coach services Excel file, canvas. Here's our is. Download that. It's going to tell me how to save it, like that. Using Life Coach Services Analysis. I'm going to open that in Excel. Some images. And let's look at some of the things they want us to be aware of. Now, this workbook has to do with a schedule. So let's see what we've got here. We have our three different people that are resources, that are life coaches that we can schedule. How many people they can handle per hour, cost per hour for each of those life coaches. Then we can adjust these numbers here to determine like how many clients they can have and indicate different things for us for how many hours working and what kind of profit are we having from this life coach. We have some scheduling constraints here. They're only available for 40 hours and they can only have 50 clients, business or individual, for a total 10. So that's interesting. So they have some constraints that they have to work on. All right, so this worksheet is giving us all sorts of great information. We're going to be able to use it to try to maximize the number of hours while minimizing the cost to the company. So we've got this set up. Now, whenever we're looking at a worksheet like this, we can see some errors here. Got divided by 0 error because some of our data does not contain value. And we can actually use some tools within Excel to trace the precedence and the dependence on the worksheet so that we can find where the errors are occurring. So let's see which one is cells D11. And notice when I click in that I get the error flag. It says the formula function used is dividing by 0 for empty cell. Now these errors could be less obvious that are, they could be introduced by formulas that are in a sheet and in another area. So error indicators can be something that we really need to look at. Let's look at 15. We've got a little green arrow up here indicating that there's a sort of problem. It's a less obvious. So let's see, they're saying that we could use the formulas type area. We could trace precedent, see where that cell is coming from, trace dependent, see where it's being used. We could show the formula if we wanted. We could do error, trace our error. Use all of those formula tools to make sure that we can find any sort of problem. So let's look at cell E12. E12, our materials cost. Let's look at our precedents. See where that comes from. So you can look at this blue line. Notice showing you that this cell is created from all of the previous content. So it's just showing us dependencies. Very handy. Now let's look at C12. And then C12. And in C12, let's display the formula. Here, look at our formula bar. See, it's a formula that is dependent on our costs sheet. Let's see if we can say see it pointing to the previous sheet. Now let's look at our costs sheet. See if it's correct. We saw here that we were looking at E3 plus E9, E3, E9. That doesn't look. So let's see if we can fix it. We go back to our scheduling, and I want to remove all these arrows. And now I want to go to our E12 formula. And I want to fix this to read E8 times cost worksheet on D3 plus D9 times fix that error. So we can use those precedents to go to directly to the other worksheet if we want, and we can trace dependence. Let's click cell D7. And then D7, I want to trace the dependence. These are things that are used to build this cell. Now let's click the Trace Dependence button 3 more times to draw arrows indicating that indirectly dependent cells. 1, 2, 3. Got it. It's showing all of these different dependencies. Now, how do you know that you've got them all? You'll hear an error tone. You try to draw more. There we go. The end. Now I want to remove all of those arrows. We could just see them if we want. Now, tracing dependence identified the cells that depend on cell D7. We're looking at. So that's going to help us correct these divide by zero errors. Now let's start fixing that. Let's select cell E16 and let's click our trace precedent 6 times. 5, 6. Click cell D5 to display the formula with reference to a cell on the cost worksheet. So it goes to G4, 4, so that looks okay. And let's go back to our scheduling plan and let's look at E16. And in E16, let's try the error checking button. And we want to trace this error. Finding the precedents that also have the error. Let's click our next button. And you can see that, see the empty cell E4, what was causing us trouble. So right there is where our divide by zero is occurring. You can see D5. Good. All right, so I want to go back to D11. There I am. And I want to actually edit this formula to correct it. And I want it to be D10 divided by D4. It should fix us all up. Resume. And it finds another error. Cell C15. Click cell C15 and get our formula bar up here. Sales. Like that. E4 is, see what we want. Click cell C15 and then click cell D15 B15. So notice that when we try to resume, it jumps back to C15 because we still have an error there. So let's edit that and fix it. I want to B7 times cos E2 plus B8 plus cos E2. Now that should fix us up. B7 cos E, right? Happy? Still not happy. Hmm. B7 C7. Okay, for this one, right, and this one looks right. Okay, and work on other things. Okay, in your textbook, they talk a lot about some other auditing issues that you might run into. So please take a look at some of that information. They show you how to set up a window so that you know what's going on. Your formulas, which can be important if things are pretty involved. Now we want to add some data validation. In data validation, we're saying that only specific values are allowed within a cell or a cell range. So we're going to start out using our data tab, and then looking at our data tab, we want to select cells B7 and D7. and we're going to look at station. And we want to do set up some data annotation. In our allow, we want to click a whole number. We want a whole number greater than equal to 0. Now let's click the input message. Oops, so we go back to data valid dialog that we were in. Input message. And we want the title message to be number of business clients. And in our message, we're going to put enter the number of business coaching clients to be served by this coach. The number must be a whole number that is greater than or equal to 0. Now in our error alert, to do if something happens that's an error, we want things to stop. Our title here is going to say input error. And we want to say you must enter a whole number that is greater than or equal to 0. Click OK. Now we've got that data validation rule set for those two cells. Let's repeat that for different cells here. First, we want B8, B8, B8. And we want to be a whole number greater than or equal to 0. We want our input message to say number of individual clients. Enter the number of individual clients to be served by coach. The number must be a whole number that is greater than 0. Okay, and our error alert is going to be a stop error. Say input error. You must enter a whole number that is greater than or equal to 0. Our next one, the mentoring client or C9. C9. Makes you want to do some copying and pasting, huh? Okay, so I think we've got those all set up now. We want to click on cell E21. So let's save, and this is a good breakpoint. So let's stop our video here and start up with the next step.